Jumbo, everyone, and welcome to Disney's Animal Kingdom. We are here celebrating World Elephant Day. This probably will be the only elephant we actually see because trying to go on the safari doing a live stream isn't really a good thing. I am Jeremiah, your roving, literally, Florida reporter, and the man in the chair back in the LP headquarters, that be Doobie.
Hi, everybody.
So we're just going to stroll around. If anybody has any comments, questions, concerns, please feel free to post them. We'll do our best to answer them, get everything going, have some fun.
Do you have any elephant facts you want to share? Feel free to pop them in.
Here is the island mercantile that, contrary to popular opinion, is not open.
It was open earlier. We are sure of that, but it's definitely not open right now.
As in earlier, a different day, not as in earlier today.
Yes. Did you know World Elephant Day was established in 2012?
I did not know that. I know that there is a World Elephant Foundation helping to preserve and save elephants around the world.
I believe that would be the Elephant Reintroduction Foundation.
It is. It is different than the Disney Wildlife Foundation, but they all strive to do the same thing, and that's preserve these glorious animals. And since it's World Elephant Day, let's go to Pandora.
Jeremiah, what's the weather like today?
Hot. Damn hot. I really, well, I hope that we aren't doing live streams like this when I can change that answer, but I kind of feel like we still will be doing live streams by the time we can change that answer too. It's cool. It's nice.
You know, even if we can go to the parks anytime we want, these live streams, I think, are here to stay, Jeremiah. So
oh, good. I'm trying to speed up a little bit because I hear one of the character boats going underneath the Pandora bridge.
Run. You've got a stabilizer.
It's more of which side will they be on?
I'm guessing the side that people are looking over.
Sounds like they're on this side. And of course, it's not the character barge, it's the drummers. Nothing wrong with that, though. But this is a beautiful view of Discovery River.
Is the dragon still doing fire singing?
No, but this dragon one over here is still there. That's the one that water used to just come out of.
Okay. Right. Cross the bridge. You're in a bad signal zone. Let's get somewhere better.
That's weird.
Yeah. Yeah. It's smoothing out now.
It's just that space bridge from Earth to Pandora. It causes difficulty.
Wow.
The Flocka still you cannot.
It's bad. The internet does not like you today, Jeremiah.
Get it to make spores come out. Are we still experiencing technical difficulties? Should I return to...
Yeah, it is not a good signal today. Very unfortunate.
Then I will return to Earth. Having signal problems just in general, so I may need to reset my entire system. But that'll be at a later time. Okay, now that we're returning to Earth, is it smoothing out some?
Not yet. All right, everybody. We're trying to get better. All right. Yeah, that's good.
So it's
maybe
just
it's after your jamming signals.
Giant blue people block signals. That's the problem.
But yeah, it's back to perfect now. So sorry, everybody. Pandora does not want us there today.
So we'll go into Otter Grotto and see if any of the otters are playing.
Maybe it's solar flares, as Tony says.
Is that the problem with the signal or why it's so hot?
Takes care of both. So as we celebrate World Elephant Day and you do a little walking, I'm going to show a picture by a great Imagineer named Morgan Richardson, who does some wonderful conservation art. And
oh, it's very pretty.
That is elephant with bees, because as we all know, thanks to the Disney Parks blog, that's why we all know, elephants are afraid of bees. There's been a lot of research to use that to see if elephants somehow communicate even more sophisticatedly than we previously thought. So, there's your World Elephant Day factoid.
I do have another elephant factoid that I'll share after we get out of Otter Grotto. Okay. If there are any otters.
I'm going to share a little bit more about that, Jeremiah, because I saw Morgan talk at D23 Expo, and he actually shared stories of how they worked to use bees. They were the elephants were attacking the crops of this village area, and it was, you know, both needed to figure out how to live in peace together in the area, and what they did was they set up large hives. And so not only then did the community now have honey, but the elephants stopped invading the gardens and the crops. So it's cool. And I didn't realize that WDI, you know, got involved in that kind of stuff as well, but they do. And Morgan talked about the art that he had done, and he helped with a comic book regarding some other conservation efforts. So really, really cool to hear about what Imagineering does beyond kind of entertain us at the parks.
Yeah, I know. Joe Rohde, when, you know, Disney's Animal Kingdom, or Disney's Wild Animal Kingdom, as it's originally going to be called, was being constructed and being designed, they did a lot of trips to Africa and Asia to see, and they helped not only with the elephants, but with all the animals. Dr. Mark, who is the head of, I just call him the head of animals for Walt Disney Company, he was actually one of the people that helped get some of the animals that were shipped over to Open Animal Kingdom, and he is now here in charge of not only the animals here, but all across the Disney properties.
Excellent. And despite all that, it's not a zoo.
Not a zoo, but it is zoo, whatever they call their thing. Yeah. So,
well done.
my elephant fact, you know how there's the rumored elephant graveyards, because that's where all the elephants go to die?
Right.
It's actually not. They don't go there to die. Elephants, as they get older, lose their teeth, so they start searching more and more for softer foods. And usually the elephant graveyards are all around very soft mush areas, so the elephants will go there to eat and then end up dying there.
That's very interesting. So they don't go there to die, they go there to live until they die. It's like a nursing home.
Correct. Just the most beautiful view of any park in Walt Disney World.
Oh, Jeremiah, how wrong could you be? It is a nice view, though. But, come on.
Jeremiah misspeak, I know.
No, any view with the Skyliner in it is superior to that.
Did you order your Skyliner Dooney and Burke, Doobie?
I have not seen that, but since you mention it, I feel like I should find a picture of it so I can show the people.
Yeah,
and
they have like
I want to.
I saw somebody with one yesterday, so I haven't actually seen any on property for sale, but I know that they were available. I don't know if I'm on Shop Disney or just Dooney and Burke.
I mean, not that I tend to carry such things, but even if I did, I'd admit, assuming this is the one you mean,
yeah,
it's not my favorite. Yeah, I'd rather actually see the whole Skyliner than just, it's nice. It's nice. As you walk towards Kilimanjaro Safari, maybe you can tell us, since you're such a Disney World expert, about the history of Little Red and Big Red and the changes early on and such things. That's elephant related.
Wow, are you sure you want to go that deep on World Elephant Day?
No.
Okay. So, for those of you who didn't get a chance to experience the Kilimanjaro Safari early on, and by early on, I mean kind of the first decade that it was open, there was a storyline to it that involved a mother and son elephant, Little Red and Big Red. What we experienced as guests when the park opened was a change in the original storyline. So what you would experience is you'd get on and you would hear that poachers have taken Big Red and Little Red, and your entire goal was to keep an eye out for them. And then as you reach the end of the attraction, you would confront the poachers, you would chase them, you'd turn the corner, there would be a truck with Little Red's tail sticking out. And originally there was a cast member holding a gun of some type, a rifle, tracking and keeping the poachers in place. So that was the basic storyline that we experienced. Prior to opening, the storyline was a little bit more Bambi-like. You would actually see the carcass of Big Red along the trail, along the route. So Big Red was killed, and the tusks were removed, and there was a dead carcass of a giant elephant. But then Big Red would be, or Little Red would be fine. That was changed. The story that I've heard is Michael Eisner wrote it on the pre-opening days when Big Red was still out there and demanded it be changed right away.
Thank you, Jeremiah.
No problem. We're going to go into Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail.
I do remember seeing the rifle. I remember those days. That's now gone as well, right?
Correct. Where that truck was is I don't remember what the name of the glen is, but it was originally where they put the zebras, and now they have a type of antelope in there.
I believe it's a gummy glen, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, bouncing here and there, everywhere.
It's the only glen I'm aware of, so I'm going with that one.
You don't know any other glens?
I know Glenn Fry from the Eagles.
There's a nice Glenn that I used to know in California. His name was Brett, but his last name was Glenn.
Okay. Gummy is still my favorite.
Looks like we don't... Oh, there's one.
So where are we now?
We are finding fans right now. See him up there?
Oh, hello there.
And there's another one just kind of sleeping in the fan area right there. Let's sit and watch them just sleep for a few seconds. AKA Jeremiah found a fan spot, so yeah, he's going to stand here. Oh, there's another one in the upper left.
I remember when I used to live in Florida, there was this huge tree in Animal Kingdom that was actually a disguised cell tower. You would think that you would get a better signal given that.
Yeah, don't we wish?
But you are once again a bit stuttery.
So we're not doing the exploration trail anymore.
You're good now.
Okay. I won't dive too deep into it then. I'll just head back.
How are the crowds today?
Today is in comparison to what it has been, it's a pretty empty day. I was talking to some friends that are out from California here today, and they were telling me that they got here, they did the safari, they did Cali River Rapids 3 times in a row, and then they did Expedition Everest 2 times in a row.
I'm just looking at our wait times right now. It shows Flight of Passage at 40 minutes, Safari at 30, Navi at 35. So pretty good day to be at the park.
I'm guessing the Safari is pretty high because, as you can see right there, guests are pretty much free walking. And from there, it's probably only about 5 more minutes unless it's a dead standstill.
So may not be accurate. No. As often is the case. Have you been on safari since they reopened?
Yes.
How's the seating there?
So we put up a video, and I definitely tweeted out a few different pictures because in between each row they have a large plastic barrier. So it's it's definitely, and they do every other row still, but they keep the plastic barriers up. It's nice. It's very well handled. But if you are sitting in the middle of the truck, and it's, much like it is every day here, a hot day in Florida, you kind of feel the way that you might feel in a microwave.
And I believe that video is going to actually premiere today at 4 p.m. Pacific time, 7 Eastern time, on all of our Laughing Place platforms that are called Facebook and YouTube.
Ooh.
So we've heard some people say that wait times tend to be quite a bit shorter than posted. Have you experienced that?
Yes. I just, prior to the live stream, I went on Dinosaur, one of my favorite attractions here at Walt Disney World, because it reminds me of Indiana Jones. And they had just a 15-minute wait posted. And, we walked in. They stop you in the rotunda where the Carnotaurus bones are to let you know that, you plug in your seatbelt and be safe. Because you walk through the pre-show, you don't stop in there, and that's where they do the safety portion. But after the rotunda part, where we stopped for a few minutes, we walked straight onto the vehicle.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Wonderful. Wunderbar. Okay, do you want me to walk up the secret path, or do you want to walk by the tree?
Let's give away the secret path. Spoiler alert.
Okay. Did I cover this on one of the last live streams? I thought that I might have, but
if you did, do it again.
Okay, yeah, not every rewatch is everything. So this is not so much a secret path, but it is a secret path. At one point, it was the smoking area. But when it first opened, Joe Rohde created this park for guests to explore. And this area had a secret path in the secret path. You would enter on the other side, and you would walk up through the trees, and there was, this is actually where you would exit right here, because you can see that there are no stones. But you would walk up and walk over this waterway, and it was just, a chance for guests to not always be on the same path that are on the maps. But they found that, guests didn't know about it. So guests would be like, well, I didn't know about that. And then they turned it into a smoking area to keep anybody from coming up this way.
Now you know the rest of the story. One thing I'm noticing about Animal Kingdom on this walk around the park, it's very green.
It is. Surprisingly so. We've also had some really amazing storms the past few days. I mean, as we were doing one of the live streams the other day, I lost power and was out of the stream for a few minutes. And then throughout the day, I think I lost it 3 more times.
I know one of the things that's been making news around the Disney Dome is the fact that Rise of the Resistance was struck by lightning. Is that accurate?
Well, one of the spires at Black Spire Outpost that was struck by lightning, and those do cover the building for Rise of the Resistance. So it was struck. We have an article up on Laughing Place. I think it went up yesterday, and it actually shows the video. And the ride was down yesterday. It is back up today.
And I don't believe there's any truth to the rumor Tony was involved in striking it with lightning, but I'm not 100% sure on that. That is a beautiful shot. Exactly. I don't know if you're able to snap pictures while you I use you guys as the source for my wallpaper, so if you're able to get a nice picture of that for me, I'd appreciate it.
I'll come back and get you one.
Right now, I'm still using the Chinese theater from your last trip to Hollywood Studios.
I will definitely get you a few of those. The Up Great Bird Adventure is actually closed, but they are doing a different version of the show, the Feathered Friends version, which is very similar to the original version that, well, I shouldn't say the original version, the version that ran for most of the early years of the park, where they had the character, the Iguana Joe. From what I understand, the show was the version that if Iguana Joe wasn't available to make it, they would just have the bird experts come out and do pretty much what they're doing now in the show.
Okay. Is that Yak and Yeti up there?
That is Yak and Yeti, and there's this beautiful photo spot that I'm not taking another meta photo on. Are these the rocks over here, Rebecca?
Yes, those are them. Those are the Lingam stones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we know which rock it was?
Do we? Well, Rebecca's coming to take a look. I feel like it's one of those two. I don't know. Do you remember, Rebecca?
It must be near there. It was close to the wall of the restaurant. The plants weren't quite as big back then. But yeah.
Someone's asking if we're supposed to be seeing something other than a black screen. Yeah, you should be seeing Jeremiah walk around Animal Kingdom. So hopefully you are.
Did you explain why we're talking about Lingam stones?
No, why don't you tell them?
Okay, so Doobie and I, my name's Rebecca. I'm jumping in here. I'm Doobie's wife. But we were doing an interview with the design team of Yak and Yeti shortly before its opening. And the Lingam stone is from a river, and it has that unique shape. And they brought them here from I want to say India, and it's known as a fertility symbol in that nation. And people who want to have families will take one and place it under the bed. And while we were chatting, we told the design team that we'd been unsuccessful in having kids, and we're getting to the point of disappointment and whatnot. And they stopped the interview. Steve Schuschler stopped the interview and said, "We have to go right now." And he took us outside, and he's like, "Put your hands on these stones." And we stood there with our hands on the stones for a few moments. And I kid you not, we got pregnant very shortly after. Like it was within a month or so, we ended up being pregnant. It was one of those things where, so now when we go to Animal Kingdom, we think of that.
Well, this little boy may not exist if not for those Lingam stones.
I was looking for which one we were going to call Gideon in the stone area. This is actually really neat.
Oh, that is beautiful. Yak and Yeti Orlando. And it's an elephant. How appropriate today.
These, I think they may be, they're rain ponchos.
Seriously?
Yeah.
That's almost as nice as the bright yellow ones they used to sell.
Yeah, but can you imagine how hot those would be without the rain?
Yeah, you're a one-track mind.
I know, aren't I though?
By the way, Tammy, good morning. Thank you for joining us from Kingman. Is that a Rise of the Resistance picture in there? Yeah, because you recognize a good attraction. Tony claims the rumors are not true that he brought the lightning upon Galaxy's Edge, but I'm not convinced.
Isn't that what he did with his meow meow? Anyone?
Nope.
Thor?
Oh.
Mjolnir that they call meow meow.
Wow, that was deep.
Look, we have some friends.
So what are these animals called?
Primates.
Sorry, didn't mean to stump you.
They're not monkeys. I know that. I can never remember which ones these are. So I don't call them monkeys because I've gotten corrected far too many times by cast members. That is the line for Cali River Rapids, though. So, hot day, wet ride.
Apparently, this Rise picture was from her visit to Disneyland March 10th through 12th of this year. Those were some of the last people to get to go to Disneyland before it closed down and is still yet to reopen. Once again, if you're just joining us, we are live, a walk around the park, Disney's Animal Kingdom, celebrating World Elephant Day.
Here's a beautiful arena that was created for a show that was canceled, and then a new show was put in, and then that show was canceled. So now we just have a beautiful arena.
What was that show called again?
Rivers of Light. Hey, look, the hotel's opening next season. So, Doobie, remember the conversation we've had about how amazing the stabilizer is and how the battery seems to last forever? And you said, don't plug it in. Well, my last light is blinking. So if all of a sudden my camera goes...
So you are going to finally charge it?
Yes, that will be today because from what I understand, tomorrow I will be doing a live stream from the Magic Kingdom at noon my time, 9 a.m. your time. And then on Friday, I will be doing a live stream from Epcot, again, noon my time, 9 your time.
So we have 3 straight days of Jeremiah in the parks. How exciting.
I at this point, I'm just praying for some rain.
Jeremiah, a one-track mind.
Expedition Everest looks like it has very little to any line. No, Jeremiah's not afraid of the heat. Jeremiah's afraid of just dropping because of the heat.
You're young. Whirl, you'll be fine.
Doobie, I'm like a year younger than you are.
Yes, I'm young too, Jeremiah.
Yeah, I mean, as you can tell, just in this walk around, the crowd levels in this park are nothing. I mean, we also have to attribute the fact that some schools have restarted in some way, shape, or form. So yesterday when I was in the Magic Kingdom, it didn't look that crowded at all. But my friend who was in the park the day before said that the difference was night and day from the crowd levels.
Wow.
Doobie, left or right?
Let's go to Dinorama. That's an underappreciated part of the park.
Well, I meant which way do you want to see, left or right?
Oh,
here.
On the bridge. To the right, of course. Oh, yes. Did I make a good choice? That's beautiful. What's the other way? Now I'm curious.
The other way happens to be a big mountain.
They're both beautiful. I've seen this view many times as we took pictures of the construction of Everest back in the day. Every trip to Animal Kingdom was to look at this view and see what the latest was.
That's how I'm going to feel when Tron Light Cycle Run finally opens. Finding Nemo Theater in the Wild still not open as of now. We have no dates for that. As I was mentioning earlier, I have some friends that are out from California. This is their first day. Well, they were in Disney's Hollywood Studios yesterday, so this is their second day in the parks. And they are getting used to, one, wearing a mask because they haven't really been outside for extended amounts of time, and two, how different the park is compared to their last visit, which was late last year. And it's just amazing the difference in crowd levels and just kind of the overall feel. I mean, really, the feel we all know is going to be different and will be different for many years to come. And those of us that remember pre-9/11 and post-9/11, the differences happened and stuck with us and are still with us today. But we'll see what
we shall see.
What it's like AC. We know what it was like BC, and it's currently DC. So yep, empty. Doobie, do you remember what this dinosaur was called?
Dinosaur Jack, I believe.
No. That's the Cementosaurus.
Cementosaurus. Didn't he used to have sunglasses on?
No. Now I feel like we're just doing reruns.
How long have you known me, Jeremiah?
When did they stop having Fred Flintstone jump on him and slide off?
Oh, if only. Think about if Disney ended up acquiring the Flintstones and all those properties back in the day, what this area would be like.
It looks like the games of the boardwalk are closed.
Yes. Everything's closed over here.
Primeval Whirl is officially closed for good, right?
Correct.
Can we get a nice view of that?
As my friend pointed out, they still have the lights on.
I would like a nice view of a closed Primeval Whirl, which, while it is just a standard mouser that you can ride almost anywhere, is one of the most fun attractions there is.
I am sorry you were wrong. This actually may be a good time to end it because I'm a little concerned about the stabilizer taking a dive. But I will get a good view of this and we can walk down the path towards Dinosaur. Unless you want me to walk into the store and see anything.
No, you can just walk towards Dinosaur. I'd love to get that view of Dinosaur. But turn around. Let's get this view. Was that your stabilizer dying?
It was. Hang on. Wow. If you predict it, it will happen.
Are you okay, Jeremiah? That was pretty scary.
Nothing but first-class entertainment here at Laughing Place.
It was pointed out to me some time ago that Primeval Whirl is actually a spoof of Dinosaur. Can you point out that to some of the people who may not be aware?
Sure. So that's the load area, or that was the load area. Sorry, now that's a little rocky on my...
Oh, that stabilizer works.
So you would walk up, and that is the time machine in the back. So they're sending you back in time. Anybody that remembers Kingdom of the Dinosaur, it's not as much fun as that time machine or dinosaur trip. So you would load, And you would come out, and then you would go up, back in time, way back in time, blah, 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 blah. And then as you proceeded through the ride, I'm trying to see if I can see where one of the meteors is. The meteor would get close to striking, and then at the end of the ride, you would go through a giant set of dinosaur bones. But you didn't bring the dinosaur back with you.
And now it's gone.
Forever.
By the way, I think you made Tony sick with that stabilizer die.
Yeah.
So without the stabilizer, we'll probably cut it. But Gideon has a question. Do you happen to know the answer to this? Is Dinosaur running both sides and the pre-show?
So Dinosaur is... hang on, I'll walk into the shop if I can get in there. I'll come around this way, actually.
Oh, you look like you just stepped off the ship now.
Dinosaur is running both sides, kind of. So they stop you, as I mentioned, in the rotunda area where the dinosaur bones are, and they give you the safety spiel of, it's good that I'm staying right next to the speakers. They tell you to plug in your seatbelt and make sure your bags and everything are in the rotunda, because once they let you out of the rotunda area, you walk straight through the pre-show. And then you go, the pre-show may be running. The first day I actually have a video that I need to put up of the full pre-show with nobody else in the room. You can hear and see Dr. Marsh perfectly.
Very
and
cool.
Then you walk into the load area and you hop on the time rover. And, if you're lucky, you come back with one extra passenger, extra large.
Cool. All right, Jeremiah.
So, there we go, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I will plug in the stabilizer, so tomorrow at Magic Kingdom, we'll be ready to go. Please, if you have any questions about Magic Kingdom or want to see anything, you can tweet us, you can post on Instagram, you can post on the YouTube, you can post on the Facebook, all that stuff, and we will do our best to accommodate and show off everything that we possibly can for you.
Absolutely. And just a reminder, all these times are Pacific time coming up later today. We've got Marvel time at 1:30 with Mac and Benji. At 4 o'clock, we're going to debut a new POV of Kilimanjaro Safari that Jeremiah may have recorded recently. And then at 7:30 p.m., we're going to debut our weekly news video, the Week in Disney News. And then tomorrow, on what would have been the day before the first night of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, if you can believe that, Jeremiah will be at the Magic Kingdom at 9 a.m. So be sure to like and subscribe, ring the bell so you know when we go live or have a new video. It happens a lot. Thank you, Jeremiah.
No problem, Doobie. Thank you guys all for enjoying this walk in the park. Have a great day.
Too, and get stable.